So after so many tests within iOS 16, and I promise I'll stop talking about iOS 16 so much, but because every single version of iPhone for the most part got limited features, I was kind of in the viewpoint that the iPhone 10, which was one of the best iPhones in my opinion to still pick up prior to iOS 16, was going to be extremely affected by this update, mostly because of the lack of amount of features compared to the iPhone, XS, even just compared to the iPhone 10 or XS. This iPhone got so many limited features. But after doing a multitude of different tests on tons of different phones, I'm actually noticing how good of an iPhone the iPhone 10 is, even still on iOS 16. And even though this iPhone is a very old iPhone, even though it's, 5 years is not that old to be honest, but the fact that this thing is on iOS 16, and even though it got limited features on iOS 16, I'm actually seeing a really good performing phone from this specific device, even more so in some areas than my iPhone 11. iPhone 12 is still a better phone in my opinion, but the iPhone 10 compared to the 10R, 10S, and iPhone 11 is actually doing a pretty good job in my opinion. Now starting off with the biggest thing, it's actually the battery life. My iPhone 10 is not even at 100% battery capacity. This iPhone is at around 86%. I think my iPhone 10s, 10R, and iPhone 11 are still over 90%. My iPhone 11 I think is at like 98% or something like that. My iPhone 10 at 86% on iOS 16 is actually outperforming my iPhone 10R, 10s, and iPhone 11 on the iOS 16 update in terms of battery life. I've done 3 different battery tests with this specific iPhone on iOS 16. You can look back on my channel if you want to view those, and essentially I just leave the screen on and I just let them die out, and it's crazy to me how good of a job the iPhone 10 was doing. I don't know if it's a battery life increase going from iOS 15 to 16 on this iPhone, but it's definitely not, a bad battery life on this specific iPhone. The stability is not that great on any iPhone right now on iOS 16, but I'm very curious to see what the official release of iOS 16 is going to hold with this specific iPhone. Now on top of that, the performance on iOS 16 on my iPhone 10 is still a really good performing iPhone. Like I mentioned, it's very surprising to me whenever I see an iPhone like this, where potentially it may not be the most stable device, it may have some issues with stuttering and all this other stuff, but I've done several different speed comparisons between my iPhone 10 and many other iPhones, and I'm seeing that even if the iPhone 10 isn't, beating out these other competitors, it's actually performing fairly well compared to them. So not only does it beat them in battery life, but it is also doing a decent job in terms of app opening speeds, in terms of graphics. I played tons and tons of different games on my iPhone 10 on my 3rd channel, and you can see for yourself the graphics are looking great. The battery life is going down a little bit, but that's going to happen with any big game, like Genshin Impact for example. That's going to take up a lot of battery life regardless. So the fact that the iPhone 10 is a little bit of an older phone, but the fact that it's performing so well on iOS 16 is actually making me very happy about when this iPhone officially gets iOS 16. It's probably going to be in a pretty good spot. I'm hoping that iOS 17 still comes out for these iPhones, but I think iOS 16 with all the features that it got, and even though the iPhone 10 didn't get all those features, I think this is still a pretty decent update for this device, and 5 years later, I think it's holding up fairly well. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.